Oh, greetings and blessings, my friends. I wanted the first 30 seconds of this video to be something that is just feels so good to me. I've listened to this song probably about 12 times already in the last hour. Slow down until all you can hear is the sound of the heart. All that you want, and breathe out. This song is incredible. It's by Blonde Onyx, BOLONDEONYX. It's all one word, and the song is called Old Soul FT period, which is featuring AMAE, AMAE Love. It is the most soulful, sultry voice I've heard in a very long time. I highly recommend it. So, have you ever had one of those days? Let me turn this down a little bit so you don't get too distracted by the amazing song. We'll just play it in the background nice and quietly with my friend behind me. Happen to have a sea turtle tattooed on my arm with the flower of life on the shell. So it's quite amazing that this same creature shows up in my room, above my bed. Yeah, so he's joining us, or she's joining us. I consider the turtle to be female energy, like the mother, grandmother, one of the, if not the oldest living reptile species on the planet. I think, I'm not sure. But anyway, we have our friend joining us. So today's one of those days where I feel the need to express myself, to share what I am experiencing, what I've been there's been a lot going on lately for a lot of us, I think. 3:33 on the clock right now. That was an interesting sound. I live in a jungle. There's all sorts of interesting sounds around here that I'm not sure what they are. Anyway, there's been a lot that's been going on for a lot of us lately, and there's been like this huge planetary alignment going on, and shifts and changes planetarily in our universe that have affected a lot of us. Not just the water signs, not just the fire signs, not just the air signs, not just the earth signs. It's been a pretty wild couple of weeks for quite a few of us, even maybe longer, like the last 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks. I've felt it especially in a lot of different ways over the last 2 weeks, and this weekend in particular, like some stuff just came out of the woodwork, and I'm like, wow, really? That's fascinating. Like, how do I want to respond and reply to those things that occurred? And I was faced with some really interesting situations, and a couple of them I want to talk about. And I'm not going to mention any names because it doesn't matter. It's simply the fact of what happened, and it's really windy outside. What happened, and it is what it is until it gets labeled or somebody gives a definition or meaning to it, which interestingly enough some individuals did. And so those are the kind of things I want to talk about, because I don't do drama. I don't have space for it. It's plain and simple. I don't need to explain it. I just don't have space for drama. And so when it surfaces in a way that's beyond my control, I like to address it, because I like clear communication in my life, and I don't like any misunderstandings. I don't want anybody to not know where my boundaries are, and I want to know where theirs are, and I want to know them as an individual, to know what it is that works for them and doesn't work for them, and if they have something to say, that they can come to me directly and have conversation with me, because as a 51-year-old man who has had plenty of life experience with communication being one of my majors, and I have some skills as a human being, and experience and knowledge and wisdom and understanding to be able to listen and hear what is being said and communicate in response accordingly as an adult. And there's a big difference between that kind of reply and response than a reaction response. Reaction responses are usually in the heat of the moment. If there's heat, if you're feeling it, if there is something that comes up that you react to without consciously taking a deep breath before you respond or reply, and really sitting with it to see how it feels instead of how you think it feels, because you got triggered by something that is underlying as something that apparently needs some attention and so those were a couple of things that I experienced. One of them being, and I'm going to talk really briefly about it because I don't want to go into too much detail, but it started with a lady that I was talking to and dating a little bit, seeing him in there like maybe once every couple of weeks, visiting and hanging out and spending time together, getting to know each other. And there was an incident a few weeks ago that was not a very pleasant one for that individual or myself or the people in our community. The individual rectified their actions by being accountable took accountability for her actions. And that was really, that to me was huge, because that shows vulnerability, and that takes courage to be able to have those kind of conversations with people instead of being embarrassed and just not ever coming back or just disregarding the situation. So I saw that the individual was caring and willing to make the effort, and then also had, at that point the next day, stopped drinking alcohol, because that was the issue of this person's time here. Wasn't pleasant for anybody, including myself, because I had to basically save this person from drowning on her own vomit during her sleep. It was an intense night. I didn't sleep. I had to stay awake all night, sitting on my patio, watching this person to make sure that they didn't drown in their own sleep, in their own vomit. It was not something I welcome into my field. I do not associate with alcohol one bit. Zero. I have a zero tolerance with alcohol. I don't allow it in my field. I don't touch it. I don't drink it. I've been sober for over 2 years. I've had my run-ins with it. I know what it's all like. I know the causes, the reasons, and why we do what we do with it and why we allow it to control us. And it's something that I'm willing to help people with because I know how it is to try and overcome it and to actually overcome it and maintain that sobriety. So I'm there for people to help them and guide them as a coach and a guidance therapist, doing what I do. And I share that with people. I help people with that because I have firsthand experience on a very deep level. And I offered that to this person and didn't really take me up on it, which is fine. This person came back to visit again, 11:11 on the clock. Interesting. Over the weekend. And it was one of the most... I'm still trying to really figure it out, but I don't know that I can. I mean, I know that I have an idea of what's going on. The person that came to visit me has a lot of unresolved stuff in her life, and she has tried to cover it and mask it and express it in many different ways, with the alcohol, with certain activities she does, and the words that she uses in conversation to somebody who is nice and understanding and accepting and gets it, which was me. And I could barely even have a conversation with this individual, to the point where my visit, I decided to do some work because I needed to get work done. Plus I can't be, at this person's side for 24/7 while she's visiting. So there's things I had to do. And it was just an argument, like I wasn't arguing, but it was like this interesting situation where everything I said was wrong, or everything I did was, it was just everything was out of alignment. Let's just leave it at that. So I had to say goodbye to a friend, and probably won't be speaking to that individual anymore. Not for a while anyway. Second thing I want to talk about is something that has taken place here in Ahmed, where I live. I want to address it because I believe it's very important. I feel it's very important for me to express and share my viewpoint and my perspective on what... I'm just going to press pause on the music here. So I am a massage therapist by trade. I went to school for massage therapy in the United States. I did 18 months of study on very, very deep levels of physiology, biology, anatomy, and muscle, skeleture, everything, like myofascial. I studied for a very long time, so I don't do massage. I don't offer massage unless I'm sharing that with a friend or somebody that I just happen to have hanging out here, be friends with, and they need some body work. I'm happy to help people with body issues, but it's not something that I do here for work because that's not I can't. Anyway. So I love massage. I love body work because I know what it does for the body physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. And I have had a lot of injuries in my life, so I get a lot of massage. I get a lot of body work because I need it. And I ride the scooter a lot back and forth to Ubud, which is about 5 hours of driving on a scooter. And if you've done that, you understand that there's a price to pay for driving that far on a scooter. And it's usually your lower back and your shoulders. So I get a lot of massage. As a massage therapist by trade, I am very picky about who I receive body work from on a regular basis because my body requires a certain type of massage. And not everybody has the same ability or the same training or the same understanding of the body and how to do certain massage. I have found many, many incredible massage therapists here in Ahmed and in Chulik and I have certain ones that I will go to for specific needs. Like if I want soft and gentle and nurturing massage, something I just need to just, nice and relaxing, then there's a certain massage therapist I will go see. If I need sports therapy massage, like really just getting in there and moving some stuff, then I will go see certain individual for that as well. And then if I need some really deep, just thorough flow massage, like my style of what I would do, then there is one in particular visual that I found that is an incredible therapist that I see regularly. So I see many different massage therapists here in Ahmed. I have come to the understanding after living here in Bali for almost a year now that there's certain beliefs in different cultures, and I'm learning the Balinese culture very well. And one thing that I have found is that, and this is my perspective, only my perspective, but I've had this conversation with others, and I think that there's quite a few people out there that agree with me, maybe to some level, that because I'm bule, which means tourist, foreigner, not a tourist. I am a foreigner, yes, but no longer a tourist. I live here. This is my home now. I believe that there are different ways that energetically people are in their culture. Like the Spanish people are very different than the Italian people. The Italian people are very different than the French people. We all have our own kind of ways of greeting people and talking with people and being friendly with people or not being friendly with people, being outgoing or not outgoing, being so friendly to people. Like the Italians and the French, they walk up and hug their friends, they kiss them on the cheek, and they're very affectionate with each other. The men even hold hands. The guy friends hold hands. They're very touchy-feely, affectionate people. The Italians, they kiss on the cheeks as well. There's certain people from the USA and England that act like that. There are many different cultures that act different ways. And what I have found here in the Balinese culture is that because I am a fit, attractive, and this is not ego, this is just, I'm not a bad-looking Caucasian white man, which I'm not white, I'm very tan because I spend a lot of time in the sun, bule, and I'm spiritual, I'm active in the community, I support the community, I talk to a lot of different people, I'm very friendly with the people, just like they are friendly with me when they meet me. They're like, oh, where are you from? How long are you in Bali? How long are you in Ahmed? Where do you live? Where are you going? I get asked a lot of questions. People want to know about me and they want to know who I am because I'm living in their village. And I've been here for a while now. And so they're getting to know more about me. One of the massage therapists apparently thought that I was flirting with her because I am friendly. I talk to people. I like to ask questions and just be me, the authentic me. I'm open, I'm friendly, I'm loving, I'm kind. I want to know who people are. I love getting to know the people that I live in the village with. And apparently somebody, one or two maybe, I don't know, certain massage therapist, I believe it was this one, thought that maybe I had flirtatious energy. And so she spoke to my friend that lives here, that owns this property, and asked her if she thought that I was flirting with her. Like if I was not flirting with her, but if I was flirtatious. And she obviously said no. She's like, no, Rio's a good, kind, gentle guy who sits here and has coffee with me in conversation because he wants to learn about the Bali culture, and there's good communication. I hang out with her kids. I play the flute with their kids. I swim in the pool with their kids. Like, I'm part of, the scene here. And it's just funny because I realized that my energy and the way that I live and my authentic self is maybe perceived as flirtatious to some members, certain individuals in the community. And I want to be very clear that I am not flirting with anybody in the community. That's not my way. I'm not flirtatious. I'm kind, I'm open, I'm fun, I'm giggling, I'm smiling. I love to meet people and talk to people. If my energy seems flirtatious, then I just want you to know that I am not flirting. It's just my fun, loving, happy nature. And if I have an interest in somebody as being flirtatious with them and wanting to date them or have interest in them, I'm a very clear communicator, and I will be very clear in letting that person know my intentions. Like, if I find somebody attractive, or if I think they're fun, or just feel like they have a good energy, maybe I want to go spend some time with them on the beach or snorkeling or something, then I will be very clear in my communication with that person. And I'm not 17 years old. I'm not a 16-year-old boy that's trying to flirt with anybody. I don't play flirt games. That's just not my style. I communicate. So anyway, I'm at 22 minutes, and I think that's enough for today. But those are the two things that I wanted to address and talk about, and just make myself very clear in my communication of where I am, who I am, and why I do what I do. And I understand. I get it. I'm not upset with anybody. I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody. Everybody gets to do what they want to do, and they get to feel what they want to feel and think what they want to think. And we all get to be who we are. And as long as we can love each other and care about each other openly, with no conditions, just as brothers and sisters on this planet, living, breathing the same air, drinking the same water, eating from the same soil, we are all connected here on this planet, especially when we live in small communities and villages. And I just want everybody to be able to communicate and get along with each other. And if there's things that need to be talked about, we get to talk about them together as a community, as village, as people that share the same breath. We share the same breath. So I invite you to be in your heart space and share with your neighbors, talk to your neighbors, love your neighbors unconditionally, just because they are who they are. I love you all, and I hope you're having a magnificent and beautiful day filled with joy, magic, beauty, unbridled happiness, and love. Namaste. Mahalo. I love all of you.